He's got the kind of personality that anybody can be comfortable with.
We've watched him change from the first shows to the ones that are on now. And I mean, he's still the same Roy.
Tray here, so we have some room in front.
And in a few minutes, we'll test the mic.
See how beautiful it's looking?
Better go up and talk to the audience.
I think it's bringing the old Western music out for some of the people, the older, my generation. I'm 77, and it's my generation that likes that old country Western.
She's a wonderful, smart, witty person, and just a lot of fun to be around, whether you're having coffee with her at McDonald's or watching her on TV.
Jackett from the 50s, so much fun. Well, it's back.
After the discussions on TV, I kind of thought, well, I don't think I'm going to vote for that candidate. I'm going to change and vote for another candidate. So.
Actually, we're here because she just had her 88th birthday, so this is her birthday gift from me.
Good to see you. How are you?
I recognize your face now.
Yeah. For all the hundreds of times you've seen him, yeah.
Thanks for coming today.
7, 6, 5.
Out there already? It's Annie again at the Magic Book Nook. Again, it's one of those shows full of many, many surprises.
I have to tell you that I watch her kids show, the Book Nook, and I haven't watched children's TV since Soupy Sales and Pinky Lee in the 50s.
But I tried to find something that nobody else is doing. The children's shows. I mean, there are some on regular channels, but they're not real people. I mean, people can see me in real life. And same with the yoga show. There's just nothing on TV. So I wanted to bring something, I'll say, unique.
She has sometimes the funniest jokes that are so simple, but they're so funny. And my wife, Lynn, enjoys some of those stupid jokes.
First of all, I hope that it's educational, and I hope it's entertaining. We do an anagram of the day, we do birthdays of the day, and we have a book, of course, of the day. And in between, we do some magic, we do some songs, we might do some hand jive, different things like that.
Underlying everything on the show is the idea of getting kids to read and be literate and be thoughtful and use their language. And so I just think it's highly beneficial, and it's focused right in the local community.
When my children were little, there were all kinds of shows on TV that were live with real human beings, not caricatures. There are none anymore, and I thought, hey, it's time. And I am Annie, and I am the proprietor of the Magic Book Nook.
It's an A.
It's my favorite letter.
For alphabet girl.
That's right. Oh, an alphabet girl too. T-R-A, tra. So far, so good.
You want to make sure they're completely cool. Now this section here is going to be the house, and the other one's going to be the roof.
I can't wait for the holidays, because when he comes on with just regular stuff on, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. But when it's holiday time, I know he's going to have something outrageous to wear, and he's going to have Miss Callie dressing up as something, you know. I think she was a carrot once, or something or other, and that was real funny. And her bunny ears for Easter, that was cute too.
I think he's a little afraid to go too far. I said, for Roy, for most people, you're way far already. So don't feel that there's, you know, any more barriers. Just let it loose.
Instead of having just a boring blah show on cooking, here's your recipe, point A and point B, and mix and bake, Callie's in there to interrupt me and to make me laugh and lose my train of thought and in cooking and baking and stuff so that we can have fun together. She's pure entertainment. She's got her own personality.
You are happy. I am happy to see him. I went through some grief processing. I lost a son recently, and seeing Roy is just one of those pick-me-ups, those daily pick-me-ups that, you know, you just concentrate on what he's talking about, what he's doing.
It gives people a chance to get away from their troubles and their problems for half an hour. It gives out entertainment. You could be in a bad marriage, you could be, you just got a speeding ticket, whatever, and you're just all upset. You turn on my show and you're starting to laugh, you crack a smile, you forget your problems. You might not do the recipe, you might just watch for the entertainment only.
Check, check, 1, 2, test, 1, 2. Alrighty.
When this lady shared with me the story of listening to me at the hospital, I actually held some tears because I felt like I hadn't thought that, as much as I knew TV is everywhere, it had never come to my mind that I would be singing or speaking to people right at the hospital bed. My intention was to start a unique program that would catch the attention of those who do not speak English very well, but at the same time who want to understand something, even though I know that music is a universal language. 022. Yeah, I think I like that. So I am amazed that I do have friends that I meet that don't speak Swahili that watch my program. I have a few friends on Facebook who don't speak a single word in Swahili, who have been sending me messages and saying, Zipporah, I listened to your song, I listened to you. One thing I like about the studio here is it's like you have everything you need. You want to plug power? Everything is there. You just need to bring your voice. And of course, learn to look at the camera too. Yeah.
I just think he should be all over the place, not just, you know, in the one area, because everybody I've talked to, when they see my paintings and I tell them who helped me with them, they want to know where they can see him too.
You know, sometimes it'd be 1 o'clock in the morning and somebody would be calling me and I'll pick up the phone and they're probably not expecting to talk to me. They're probably expecting to be talking to somebody else. So it's nice when I answer the phone and say I'm painting with Dave and they realize that they're talking to me.
We're going to show people how we're going to do a swan. Prepare the whole canvas first.
He knows what you're doing. If you're doing something wrong, like putting in something he doesn't think you should put in at that time, and he's got his reasons because it'll be covered by a tree or something.
And what I read from the letters, what they enjoy of the show is my honesty, I think. I don't pretend to know everything. I don't pretend to be a great artist. What I bring to the community is what they tell me, how much they enjoy the show.
Never use cheap tape. I'm afraid this is not going to work right. We'll make it work. We'll make it.
You know, there's so much grief in the world the way it is, and there's not enough art.
There was one gentleman that wrote me on the viewer response that he hasn't painted for so many years, and that it gave him courage to pick up the paintbrushes again. And I think he's out there now painting.
Okay, you got everything. Except for a little bit of water.
Of the show. So that's why our viewers can see what we are doing and they ask us, are you in New York? No.
Actually, they sent me, I received a lot of greeting cards to say thank you for uplifting their hope. And then I receive a lot of phone calls because if they are requesting for DVDs, they tell me what they're going through, we pray over it, and I encourage them. And basically what they're making me to understand is, thank you. You said, if you are working, doing the work of God and getting paid, that we should ask ourselves that call ourselves ministers of God, if you are not getting paid, will you still be willing to do what you are doing right now?
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Because what we do is different from every other minister out there. So we chose TV because it's in the life of most people out there. It's in the lives of everybody out there. That's why we chose TV, because most people have access to a TV than to go to a church. So.
And as you said, we're trying to do something, we try to do the right thing. A lot of ministers today is based upon money issue. But the scripture says, freely you are given, freely should you give. So that's the table that we're going to be standing in front as we're going to be preaching the word of God. So that's part of the preparation. It's a little bit heavy, so I'm breathing a little bit. So I'm not asking them for anything. I know that a lot of ministers will not give them nothing for free. And secondly, they said they can relate with me because I make them to understand this is a battle. You are not the only one in there.
These people are genuine. Like I say, you go into, anytime you go into television or radio, it's the new country, and this is not what most of my generation want. And he's bringing us the old style music, the old Western music, the bluegrass.
I think it brings them a little more alive because it's music they grew up with. It brings them back to their youth a little more. They may backpedal about 30 years in memory. And that's good for their memory, as well as, like I said, for me to stay active. I'm up there in that age group with them.
It's good to get us out of the house.
Well,
or the apartment, I should say.
I'm just always looking forward to that. I really like to go to that.
It's worth it to me because what's my alternative? I could sit home in a rocking chair and probably be gone by now. But knowing I've got something to take care of, to do, keeps me getting up in the morning, keeps me out of that rocking chair, and gives me something of a, I got to use my mind.
Well, you can't find anything similar to that. I mean, how perfect is it? You know, it's close and it doesn't cost anything, and yet you're with live artists and can appreciate their skills. And, and, you know, you can't hear the old-time country on the radio.
And being there in person and being as close as to the stage as we are, it's almost like we are part of the performance and part of the taping of the program.
Look at the audience, watch the smiles and the laughter, watch these elderly people dancing around in their chairs. I mean, to me, it's not country music jubilee, it's senior aerobics, you know, and they have a good time. So, and that's the main thing. If people go away saying they enjoyed it and they had a good time, that's my paycheck.
I've lost my high tones. And that's usually when you start losing your hearing, the high, that's what they tell me anyway, the high tones that you lose first. Well, guess what? Country music is down deep, you know, I'm back in the saddle again, and so I don't miss much. I don't miss much.
Thank you, Paul, Lonnie, Betty Rydell, Jim Mason.
Okay. He's still in the shot a little bit. Can you get in a little tighter on Nita?
Decisions that are made by city councils are the ones that have the most impact on people, and it's also the ones that get lesser publicity in various forms of media. It gets some, but it doesn't get as much emphasis as federal and state kinds of things do. So this gives another way to emphasize the importance of the decisions that are made at city councils.
Something is happening in the community, And people need to be aware of that, and people need to be interested in that, and people need to get involved in that. And without community TV to bring that out, I don't know how people would find out.
You know, you could have your own show. And when I thought about it, I thought, well, there's 9 cities in our area, and there should certainly be enough people that would be interested in learning more about city issues and also would have the information to give. So each of our shows deals with issues from one of our 9 cities. What would you say to, because we have people from all the cities watching us, so there's some people that probably don't know much about New Hope.
Yeah.
What about something about New Hope that people might not know?
Boy, there's probably several things. Number one, the most important thing that I hear about, people say, well, your taxes are a little higher. Well, in fact, they are. Because living in New Hope, you will never receive an assessment for a road or an infrastructure type project or replacement of a city park near you. Those are already figured into your taxes. And there was a study that was done that shows that paying this in your taxes throughout the years is actually cheaper.
Mainly I've had people tell me that they enjoy learning about what's happening in the cities. Even if they're watching a show that's not their city, they're learning about what's happening in our general area.
I think it's very important that a person get involved in local issues, and community TV helps to bring that out.
Well, I think what makes it different from the regular news in our area is that the people that I'm talking with have a longer time to talk about issues. That usually on news shows, they've got a short period of time that they're interviewed back and forth, and then that's it. Whereas we're going to talk at things in some length.
Little tilt up. That's good. Hold that shot. Thank you.
I think our viewing audience is somewhere between the ages of 40 and 100.
Yeah, easily.
But probably more like average age of 80. And I think that's very unique in the marketplace. I don't think that exists anywhere else.
It's an hour of pure bliss, I think, for some, where they just can forget about their own problems and focus on the fun of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you've ever flipped through the channels, you see the nightly news, that's kind of negative, and then you see the more news, that's negative, and all of a sudden polka music, it just stops you in your tracks, and you want to watch.
Well, hey folks, we have some familiar faces that are coming up right now. Let's give it up for Ron and Sharon Meyer. Hey, hey.
How are you?
Well, you know, I think for us personally, it allows us to reach people that are unreachable, and just sending some nice music and beautiful dancing down the line to people that are probably in a pretty boring nursing home somewhere. So I think it's nice for us to reach those people rather than one nursing home at a time like we did when we do dance demonstrations.
Right.
Now we're reaching everybody, and there's some satisfaction in that.
It provides a little spark to their lives, and it's just a good quality show that people can enjoy the music and just forget about their problems for a while. Got one that kind of encapsulates a little bit about what the show offers. It says, my dad is in an Alzheimer's unit in Jamestown. He may not remember certain things, but he always remembers to watch Polka Spotlight on Mondays. She says, I go to see him every day after work, and yesterday when I walked in the room, he was so excited to tell me that he heard his name on the show. We chatted about what a celebrity he was and that you announced his name, and he just lit up. And she says, thank you so very much for that memory with my dad, because it made me light up again. Your show means so much to the older people that used to dance all their lives.
And keep it up, and when I see you in person, I'll tell you again, I really enjoy your programs.
Good people live here. The best.
When I'm watching our community access here in the western suburbs, I'm seeing stuff that is truly local and involves people I know or people I've heard of, and stuff that's going on right around me, not somewhere in the greater Twin Cities area. So the focus is more particularized for my needs and my interests.
I tell people that community television is such a good opportunity for you to take whatever your interest is and move it forward. Then you learn a lot, and I've learned a lot over the last years, and you interact and meet a lot of interesting people.
This is where I live, this is where I know people, I love people.
I would like to encourage anybody who's seeing this to try their best to reach out to a group of people that might not have a voice or possibly might not be reached.
If people are happy with what's going on and they feel like they're part of the process, then you've got a much more contented community and one that's going to be more positive to outsiders too.
So that's
You're gonna make me cry.
I like country western.
Well, Gene Autry sang country.
Well, he sang about his horses.
That's a country song.
I don't know when the 100 mark will happen, but when it does, we are going to have a party, that's for sure.
What do you think, Kitty? You got any opinions? No.
Feeling better ever since you know me. I was a lonely soul, but that's the only. A little wiser now from what you showed me.